In this video, let us do a little bit of practice on everything that we learned about strings. So let us get started. Like I've said earlier, try to solve the questions on your own. When I write the question, just pause the video and try to think of a solution. If you're sitting with a laptop, try to write out the solution. And it's not necessary that every question will have only one solution or there's only one way to write something. You can have some other way, and I might do it in a different way. So try to explore all the different methods. And if you have any questions, you can definitely post it in the group. But these are fairly simple questions, and I will advise all of you to pause the video and try writing the solution on your own. If you're not coding along, at least try to think of the solution mentally. Okay, so let us get started. The first question we'll do with on very simple, or let me make a new notebook here. Let me call it strings practice. So let us do the first question. This is fairly simple. So this is given a string Kerala, print the first and last characters using positive and negative indexing. Okay, very well. So we know that we can create a string variable like this. And then if we want to print the first and last characters, what can we do? We can say state 0. 0 will give me the first character. And if I say state -1, this will give me the last character. Now you see, interesting that when you're trying to print two variables, it is automatically making it as a tuple. So if you try to look at the type of this, okay, it is giving me a tuple actually. Okay, so this is also something new. And let us try to do some slicing. So I want to do this. It says extract the word biryani from the string Hyderabad biryani. Okay, how to do this? Multiple ways. You can take you can split this text. So let me take this and let me say food, and then I can say food dot split, and I can split it by space, but space is there by default. So we can just do this, and we can we'll get this, and then we can find out the last word, and I'm getting biryani. This is also one way. You might think of some other way. This is the easiest way to do, but just for the sake of revising what we have learned, let us try to do using find method. So we can do food dot find, and we can say biryani. Okay, and I will get the index from where it is starting. And if I want to find this word biryani, then what can I do? Mm, we can look for, or let us say, word to find. The word to find is biryani. Fine. And if I know the starting index, this might not be the best way to do, but just for the sake of revising, we can say food dot find word dot find. Okay, so this gives me the index of where this is starting. So I can take this and I can index food. Okay, this is a very indirect way of doing up till, we can say, or we can keep this as an index. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to do here. You can say start index. Okay, and then from where to where we need to go? We need to go from start index to start index plus length of word to find. Okay, then also we'll get biryani. So what did I do? I found out where is this biryani starting, and from there I started slicing. And till where do I want to slice? I want to slice till the end of the word. So what is the end of the word? From where the word is starting till the end of the word, that is the length of the word. So I found out the length of the word, and using that I took out the word. Or you can also split it. Both ways are okay. We can do it both ways. Okay, let us do another one. And if you can think of some other way, third way, fourth way, please do try it out. Okay, it's the purpose of this is to just revise and solidify what we have learned. Okay, and let us do another one. It says concatenate good and morning with a space in between and print it. Okay, we can do. Okay, so this is something that I did not show you, but if you're able to relate the concept of list, you'll be able to do this. So we want to concatenate good and morning. So what we can do, good, we can use a plus symbol here. Okay, we can use a plus symbol here, and we can say morning. Okay, so this will join the two strings. This is how we can join the two strings, but there is we need a space in between. So either you can give a space here, or you can give a space here this way, or a better way to do it is to have a space like this. Have a space like this. There's one more way to join these two strings using f strings. So we can also join using f strings by doing this. We can say f, and we can say good and morning. This will also work. All of these are valid ways of joining two strings or concatenating two strings. Okay, if we had good and morning as part of list, okay, just I'm taking different routes to revise as many concepts as possible. So if we had something like this, and if we had to join it, then we could have done it this way. We'll take a space and then we'll do a dot join. If we had the two words in a dictionary in the form of a list, then we could have done this. Okay. Then next question is print namaste 5 times. Fine. Again, this is something I did not show you, but if you remember, when I was talking about lists, at that point I said that if you do a multiplication in a list, that thing gets repeated that many times. So if I want to print namaste, let me just say x is equal to namaste, and if I do x times 5, then it becomes namaste, namaste, namaste. And there is a space because namaste itself has a space in the end. Okay. Then let us try to do another one. The question is find the length of the string Chennai Super Kings. So that is very simple. I can just take this and I can use the len function. Use the len function. I can get the length of the character. Okay. The next question is convert using to change cases. So convert Incredible India to uppercase and Mahatma to lowercase. Okay, fine. So if I want to change this to uppercase, I can do this and I can say I can use the upper function and I can get it in uppercase. And if I want to change Mahatma to lowercase, I can use the lower function. You can do it this way also, or you can assign this to a variable and then do x dot lower. Both are acceptable ways of doing it. Okay. Let us do another one. We have some string and it is having some extra spaces on the left and right hand side, which we need to fix. So it says remove leading and trailing white spaces from the string Bengaluru. So this is the string that has been given to us. Let's say x is this, and I want to remove leading and trailing white spaces. So I'll do l dot x dot strip. Okay. We can also do replace. Okay. If we have to do an alternate way of solving it, okay, that might not work. Okay, let us try. So I want to replace space with no space. So I can also use replace. Let us see if that works. If I do this and if I say replace space with no space, okay, so that will also work. But this will work if it is a single word which you are trying to strip. But if you have a sentence, then this might not work because a space can also occur between two words. So be careful what you're doing. Strip will only strip leading and trailing on the entire string. Okay, so try it out, create your own different cases and try out strip and replace and how they work. Okay, let us do another one. I have this question. It says rajma, chole and paneer, and I want to split them into a list of food items. Okay, so I can take this string here and I can do a dot split on this and I will get rajma, chole, paneer, but I want to split them on the basis of comma because here this entire thing has become one entry. So by default splits on the basis of space. So I can just add a comma here and now I have a list of rajma, chole and paneer. Okay, let us do another one. I have a list of Indian festivals into a string separated by comma. Join a list of Indian festivals. What is the festivals? I have list of festivals here. Okay, and I want to join them into a single string separated by comma. So I can do space dot join and I can say festivals. This will join, but it is joining on the basis of space because here I have given space, but the question says I want to join them on the basis of comma. So instead of space, I'll just put a comma and now I have a comma separated festivals. Let us do another one. It says replace Mumbai with Bombay in the string I live in Mumbai. Okay. So I can, what do? I can do a replace and I can say Mumbai, I want to replace with Bombay. And I have the string I live in Bombay and I can store it in a new variable. We can say new sentence and then I can print the new sentence and I have I live in Bombay. Okay, let us do another one. It says format a string to display the score of Virat in a cricket match. Okay, so how do we do? We can say this is a very vague question, but let us see what we can learn here. Player is equal to Virat and let me say score is equal to maybe 85. Okay, and then I want to print and I will use f string. I will just say f like a scoreboard in cricket. We can say player and I can say player here and I can maybe give a pipe operator here. I can say score and I can say score. Okay, so I'll get player Virat score 85. Now suppose we want to build it in a way where the score is entered by the user. Okay, so we can say score is equal to, let me copy this. Score is entered by someone who's keeping the score. So we can say input, we can say enter score here this way. Okay, so if I forgot to put inverted comma here. So enter score, if I say 78, it will say Virat score 78. If I enter it again, I say score is 65. Score is 65. So this way also you can play around with input function also. Let us do another one. The question says check if Rajasthan is in the string. So membership in a string is also something that I did not talk about, but again, it follows from dictionaries and lists, that you can use the in keyword to check whether something belongs to something or not. So if I do it this way, A in Apple, it says true because A belongs to Apple. So we need to check whether Rajasthan belongs in the string or not. So we can take this string and we can say Rajasthan in, and of course we will get a true. Let us do another one. Okay, this one is interesting. See, in strings, we can either use double inverted commas or we can use single inverted commas. But there are cases where when we are writing a string, we need to use some inverted comma as a part of the string. For example, it's raining, like this. Okay, so if we print this, it is showing me this single inverted comma. But if we are using single inverted comma outside, then we cannot use this inverted comma here, because this inverted comma will actually close the inverted comma that started it. So we have to be very careful. In that case, we have to use escape character like this. So if we use escape character like this, if you don't use it, it will be a problem because it is invalid syntax, because this string started here and it ended here, and here again we are closing but there is no starting for it. Okay, so in such cases where we don't want a character to have its Python meaning, but rather we want it to have its raw or literal meaning, then we can use a escape character like this. So now if you see, it works perfectly fine, and automatically Python has put double inverted commas outside, even though when we wrote it, it was single inverted comma. So this is also something that you should keep in mind. This also applies when you are trying to use when you are trying to write any path in Python, which often contains um, slashes. So for example, if you have a string something like this, okay, path to a file maybe. So here you see we have backslashes. These backslash will cause issue when you are trying to name something in Python. So if you try to print this path, this is going to cause problem. So here also what we can do, we can use the concept of a raw string. When we don't want Python to take these backslashes into account, we can simply add a R here and this becomes a raw string. And the same logic applies when you are when you are actually trying to print slash n. Say for example, if you have a slash n and hello, okay, so what happens, this slash n is interpreted as a new line. But what if you are in a situation where you actually want this slash n as a part of string? Then what do you do? So in that case also we can convert it to a raw string by adding R before the string. So this R denotes raw string. It tells Python to not take into account any of this slash n or slash t and take it literally whatever we have typed. So if we do that, then we have this slash n as a part of string. So that is about raw string. This is also something I did not discuss in the previous video, but I thought I will highlight it here. Okay, let us do one question related to palindromes. So palindromes are those kind of words which are same whether you read it from left to right or right to left. For example, madam. So if you read it from right to left, left to right, MADAM, and if you read it from left to right, then also it is MADAM. So we want to check whether if a given string is a palindrome or not. And say if the string is palindrome, then we want to say it is a palindrome. If not, then it is not a palindrome. So let me take a variable which is text. Let me say Chennai. So how do we check whether something is palindrome or not palindrome? If it is a palindrome, then that means the string and its reverse, both of them will be equal. Okay, so we need to check a string with the reverse of a string. So for that, we need to get the reverse of the text. So how do we get reverse? Okay, how do we get reverse? Try to think about it. So I have shown you two ways to get reverse. One is that we can do this way. Let me remove this and let me print. Okay, so you see it has been reversed now. Let me not have Chennai here. Let me make it as text. Okay, now this text and if this reverse, if they are equal, then the word is a palindrome. So we can say if text equal to reverse, then we can say print text is a palindrome, else print not a palindrome. I hope you got it. So Chennai is not a palindrome. Let us make it as madam and then let us see. Okay, now you see it says text is a palindrome. Now instead of text, we can also give the exact word here. We can say text. Now in this case, it will print the word also. So it says madam is a palindrome. And if we add some other word, for example, Delhi, you see it says not a palindrome. Here also we can add this thing. Sorry. we need to add F here for that to work. It says Delhi is not a palindrome. So this is how you can check. There's if Can you think of any other way to reverse this text, some indirect way, or by applying something that you know? Yes, we can do it. Let us say if we have text. Let us check if reverse works, like list. Okay, reverse does not work. Reverse works only on list, I think. What can we do? Okay, so what we can do is we can convert this text to a list, and then we can reverse that list, and then we can join it back. So again, it is a very, very indirect way, but since we have learned it, let us try it out. Let us play around and see what other possibilities are there. So how can we convert this text to a list? We cannot do a split because we don't have any delimiter, so there is no delimiter. If I just give empty, this is going to give me an error because there is no separator. So there's one way to convert a string to a list, that is just to typecast it as a list. Okay, also this is something new, and let me store it as a text as a list. Okay, now I have text list. This is a list, and I can do a reverse on this very well. And now if I look at my text list, this is the reverse, and then I can join it back. There's a very, very indirect way of doing, but this is just to revise. And I have this and this, I can say it as a reverse text. And then you can apply the same logic of comparing the text with the reverse text. So usually to reverse, you can just use this format. But if you want to convert it to a list and then reverse it, you can follow this also. Okay, so that is all I wanted to discuss in terms of practicing lists. I hope you got some understanding, and we will continue to practice more once we learn few more concepts. We'll bring together everything that you have learned till now, all the data structures, and we'll do more practice. I hope you are able to solve these questions. If you're having any difficulty or if you're having any doubts or questions, please feel free to write them in the comment box, and I will make sure to check it and help you out. Thank you.